I am 35 male, and I thought my marriage was solid. Maybe not perfect, but I had never doubted my wife's loyalty until the work retreat. That so-called mandatory weekend that shattered everything. She had insisted it was necessary for her job, some corporate bonding event at a resort 2 hours away. I hadn't questioned it much at first, but something felt off. The way she got defensive when I asked details. The way she suddenly cared about looking just right. My gut told me something was wrong, but I ignored it. I didn't want to be that husband, paranoid, insecure. Then, she came back different. Distant, distracted, and her phone glued to her hand more than ever. One night, she was in the shower when a message popped up. I wasn't the type to snoop, but curiosity got the better of me. I miss you already. Last weekend was perfect. I felt the blood drain from my face. The sender? Her ex. The same one she had sworn she was completely over. I didn't confront her immediately. I needed proof, something undeniable. So, I did what any man with a gut feeling and an internet connection would do. I got to work. A few searches, some careful digging through our shared accounts, and I found everything. Bank transactions from that weekend showed extra charges. Room service for two, drinks, and spa treatments. Her phone log showed late-night calls to him, both before and after the retreat. I wasn't just dealing with a one-time slip-up. This was deliberate. Planned. I spent the next few days in a fog, pretending nothing was wrong. But inside, I was boiling. And then, fate handed me the perfect opportunity. Her boss, the same one who approved this mandatory retreat, was retiring in a week. There was going to be a grand send-off, a formal event with all her colleagues, her higher-ups, even some of their spouses. That's when I knew exactly how I was going to burn her little secret to the ground. I played it cool. I acted like the same husband I'd always been, attentive, supportive, loving. If she noticed anything off, she didn't show it. Maybe she thought she had gotten away with it. That I was too trusting, too stupid. She had no idea what was coming. The night of the retirement party arrived. I dressed sharp, made sure I looked composed. This wasn't going to be some drunken outburst or emotional breakdown. No, I wanted precision. A calculated strike that would leave no room for escape. The venue was a high-end banquet hall. Chandeliers, expensive catering, the whole 9 yards. My wife was in her element, laughing with colleagues, networking with higher-ups, all while thinking she had me fooled. I smiled, played along, let her think she was in control. I waited until the speeches started. Her boss was on stage, giving his final words before retirement. When he finished, there was a round of applause, and the floor was open for anyone to speak. I took the mic. A few people looked surprised, but I kept my voice steady. Calm. I just wanted to say a few words. I began, not just about the man of the hour, but about this company, about the values it upholds. Integrity, loyalty, honesty. I glanced at my wife. She was smiling until she saw my face. Cold, unforgiving. I continued. Now, I know this company hosts these amazing work retreats, encourages team bonding. I used to think that was great until I realized just how close some employees get. There were a few murmurs in the crowd. My wife's expression had shifted from confusion to full-blown panic. I'd like to personally thank my wife, I said, turning toward her, for showing me just how dedicated she is to team bonding. And of course, her ex, who she so generously spent the retreat with, in a shared suite, courtesy of this fine company's budget. Gasps. Shocked whispers. My wife looked like she wanted to disappear. But I wasn't done. I wasn't going to say anything, I continued. But then I realized, why should I protect her reputation when she had no problem destroying our marriage? Her boss, well, former boss, was staring wide-eyed. Some of her coworkers exchanged awkward glances. A few even looked disgusted. That's when I delivered the final blow. So, to those in charge, I said, addressing the higher-ups, is this how corporate funds are being used? To finance employees' romantic getaways. Now the focus shifted, not just on my wife, but on the company itself. Management suddenly looked nervous. I turned back to my wife. And to you? I hope it was worth it. I dropped the mic, literally. Then I walked out. I didn't stick around to see the immediate aftermath. I didn't need to. The whispers, the stunned expressions, the way my wife had gone pale. I had seen enough. As I stepped outside, my phone started buzzing. First a text from my wife, then another, then a call. I ignored them. By the time I got home, I had a single goal: destroy whatever was left of our marriage on my terms. She stormed in about 20 minutes later. Hysterical. "What the hell was that?" she shrieked, slamming the door. I sat calmly on the couch, sipping a beer. "That," I said, "was me returning the favor. You embarrassed me in private, so I embarrassed you in public." Her face twisted in rage. "Do you have any idea what you just did? My job, my reputation." "Oh, you mean the job you risked just to sleep with your ex?" "That job." I interrupted. She opened her mouth, then closed it. For the first time, she looked scared. "Listen," she said, voice softer now. "We can fix this. We can talk about it." I laughed. Actually laughed. "Fix this? You didn't make a mistake. You made a choice. Over and over again. You lied to me. You slept with him. And then you came home and acted like everything was fine." She started crying. Not out of guilt, out of self-pity. "I was drunk. It didn't mean anything," she sobbed. "It was just one night." I cut her off. "Don't insult me. I saw the texts, the late-night calls, the receipts. This wasn't a drunk mistake. This was an affair." She paled. She knew she was cornered. Then, she tried a different angle. "If you divorce me, you know I'll take half, right?" she sneered. "You're the one with the higher income. You want to lose the house. Your savings." There it was. The real her. The entitled, manipulative side. I smiled. Actually, I already spoke to a lawyer. Now, she looked like she had been punched in the gut. "What?" "Oh yeah. Turns out, infidelity? Big deal in divorce court. Especially when there's proof. You know, like the bank statements? The texts? The company funds used for your little getaway." Her mouth opened, but no sound came out. And I continued, "Since I'm in no-fault state, you might have gotten away with it. Except you mixed company money into your affair. Now your boss? He's pissed. HR's involved. And guess what? You're looking at getting fired. Good luck getting alimony when you're unemployed." She screamed at that. Started throwing things. I didn't flinch. Just sat there calm, watching her realize, piece by piece, that she had lost. "Get out," I finally said. "Pack your things and leave." "You can't do this," she spat. "This is my house, too." "Not for long," I said. "I already filed." Her face crumpled. She had thought she had power, that she could manipulate her way out of this, that she could win. She was wrong. She left that night, screaming about how I had ruined her life. No, she did that all by herself. I didn't waste time. The next morning, I called my lawyer to make sure everything was moving forward. I wanted her out of my life completely. Meanwhile, my wife, well, soon-to-be ex-wife, was scrambling. She tried damage control at work, but it was too late. HR had already launched an investigation into misuse of company funds. Turns out, not only had she and her ex booked a luxury suite on the company's dime, but she had also lied about the retreat being mandatory. It was optional. Her boss wasn't just pissed, he was furious. Retirement or not, his last act before leaving was recommending her immediate termination. And HR agreed. She was fired within the week. And the ex? He wasn't off the hook either. He worked at a competing company, and once the scandal hit, word spread fast. His employer didn't like the drama. And guess what? He got fired too. Couldn't have planned it better myself. Her final desperation move. After losing her job, she tried one last desperate stunt. She called me, acting all sweet. "Let's just talk, okay? We've been through so much together." I almost laughed. "You mean I went through betrayal, and you went through consequences?" She tried to play the sympathy card. "I made a mistake, but you humiliated me. I have nothing now." "You had a husband who loved you," I said coldly, "and you threw it away for a quick thrill. That's on you." Then came the real reason for her call. "I have nowhere to go," she admitted. "Can I at least stay in the house until I figure things out?" I almost choked on my drink. "You think I'd let you stay here? It's our house." "No, it's mine. You have a week to get your stuff. Then you're out for good." Cue more screaming, more threats, but I didn't care. I had won. The best part? She had no savings. Her job was gone. Her affair partner was unemployed, and with all the legal documentation of her cheating, she wasn't getting a damn cent from me. She tried to fight in court, but my lawyer crushed her. The judge ruled that since she had used company funds for the affair, her financial instability was her own fault. Final verdict? She got nothing. A few months later, I heard through mutual friends that she was sleeping on a friend's couch, while her ex had moved out of state to avoid the humiliation. Meanwhile, I was thriving. Divorce finalized. House still mine. Career still intact. And best of all, no more lies. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And she had won the jackpot. If you enjoyed this, hit that subscribe button, unless you're my ex, in which case, maybe focus on getting a job first.